It's HPR, All Things Considered, and I'm Dave Lawrence with the latest episode of Road Stories. Find this segment and all our interviews at hawaiipublicradio.org/road stories. And today, we're welcoming back a band with strong Hawaii ties, the Doobie Brothers. They're playing next Tuesday at the MAC and then Friday at the Waikiki Shell. And full disclosure, we go way back with the Doobie Brothers. In fact, our guest today has been with us for 20 years now. A Valley Isle resident, guitarist, songwriter, singer, actor on their famed What's Happening TV appearance, and an all-around nice guy. Great to welcome back Pat Simmons of the Doobie Brothers. How you doing, bud?
I'm all right. How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much.
We made it. We did it.
We did it. You believe it, Pat? You were last on with us. It was June of 2021.
Yikes.
I know.
Wow. Time went by fast, huh?
You and Tommy Boy wrote the Long Train Running, our story of the Doobie Brothers. That came out. And new album, Liberté. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yep. That's it. Liberté. We did just a ton of shows. I don't know, 80, 90 shows, maybe. Right. Something like that.
Final one will be at the Waikiki Shell. Now, in doing some homework for today's little chit-chat, I know that you filmed your 1990, I believe, concert video that was done.
We did a concert video there. Yeah, 1990. Kind of interesting because my wife was pregnant with my son at the time. Memorable.
Yeah. Steve, the mystery emailer, who you may or may not have heard, because Pat actually, being on Maui, listens to the show sometimes. Steve sometimes gives us little tidbits, as you know, about band's history. And
yep.
It was May 24th, 1975, Steve writes, that the Doobies played before a sold-out crowd at the Blaisdell Arena. It had the Memphis Horns. Ticket prices, what a bargain. $750, $650, $550.
Yeah, that was big money in those days.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
I do remember it. It was the first time we'd ever played in Hawaii with the Memphis Horns. I can't even remember. There were so many acts. I don't know if you have a list of some of them.
Well, it's so funny. I was going to do this bit with you, and we'll do it in honor of Steve, the mystery emailer. I'm sure he'll enjoy this. So, classic poster flashback storytelling session we're going to try. So I have this roughly in chronological order. September 1972, from your first national tour, New York Academy of Music. The headliner was T-Rex, middle act was Argent, and the opener, the Doobie Brothers.
Oh my gosh. We did a whole tour with Mark Bolan and T-Rex. So that was part of that tour. And I'd seen pictures. I go, what is he wearing? What is going on here? Because it was kind of before glitter rock.
Yeah.
In a certain sense, he started the craze. Mark Bolan was the first guy to wear a really spangly Granny Takes a Trip suits, sequins everywhere. They would glow in the dark. Platform shoes. They had makeup, eyeliner that was glitter. And we're like, leather jackets, jeans, cowboy boots. We had this song, Listen to the Music, getting a little bit of play. So we'd play and people would go, eh. Then we play Listen to the Music and they'd go, oh, it's those guys, yay.
Right.
But we kind of got up on stage. We'd just stand there and play, and not do anything. So Mark comes out, he is strutting up and down the stage and the audience is going crazy. They're so loud. He's got these amplifiers that are, 8 feet tall. And it was my first time really seeing a performer who understands that dynamic of being an entertainer, how much further you can take your music. By the time the tour was over, we're measuring ourselves for platform boots, and it changed our whole vision of how we should be entertaining, because people want more. They're paying a whole $7.50 to $8 for a ticket. They want to be entertained. We learned that from Mark Bolan.
Every time people hear Bang a Gong, they won't always have that connection to the Doobie Brothers because of the influence that band had on you. When you talk about that connection, too, with the audience, and we just had Ozzy on.
Perfect example of someone who appreciates what the audience gives back.
How about Nebworth 75, Pat? That's in the United Kingdom. Almonds, Van Morrison, Doobies, Mahavishnu Orchestra.
I totally remember that. People as far as you could see, was at the Woodstock effect, you know. And then afterwards, I don't know who it was Van Morrison's drummer. He said, "Hey, mate, what are you doing after the show?" I go, "Staying here in London." "Oh, well, you should come over to my place. We'll hang out." He had his car there. He goes, "Just jump in, let's go." And so he took me out, I want to say Surrey, outside London, and we went to his house, and it was big high ceilings, and hung out and listened to music till past midnight. And then he finally drove me back into town. But it was like one of those, wow, out here with Van Morrison's drummer. This is so cool, you know.
There's a couple of big stadium dates. 75 Day on the Green. The late, great Bill Graham would do these shows. Doobie Brothers, Over the Eagles, Commander Cody, and you even had Bobby Weir from the Grateful Dead with Kingfish.
My recollection is Elton John showed up at that gig, and he got up on stage and jammed with the Eagles. And I was going, how are we going to top that? You know, we got to not only we got to follow the Eagles, which really sucks. We got to follow the Eagles with Elton John. What are we going to do? You know, oh, well, you know, we're lucky to be playing. So Elton comes backstage. We had played with Elton before, or, you know, we jammed with Elton years before the Warner Brothers music tour.
Right.
But he comes into our dressing room and says, "Hey, guys, can I sit in with you guys too?"
You're
So
like,
I go,
thankfully.
I go, "Are you kidding?" Of course, you know, thank God, you know, he wants to sit in with us. So he got up and jammed with us too at the end.
And just a couple more stories, and I'll be done milking you for this one. You've given us some great ones. There is another stadium show. You did 2 of those days on the Green, and that's a huge stadium, Oakland Stadium, May '77. So 2 years later, it was Fleetwood Mac headlining, Doobie's Gary Wright.
Again, one of those great dates. And I remember them pulling up to the gig, and I had known all of them. I knew Lindsay and Stevie from San Jose. Stevie Nicks lived right next door to where we used to rehearse on 12th Street in San Jose. She came up to me and goes, "You know, you guys used to drive me crazy rehearsing over there till all hours of the night. I had a mind to come over and tell you to turn it off. You know, I wanted to many times." And then I had gotten to be friends with Christine McVie because we used to do gigs with them when Bob, what was Bob's name? Bob Welch. Bob Welch was the guitar player. I didn't really see Christine or any of the band. They sort of went through that big change. Then we played that one gig. And then Christine said, "Oh, it's so good to see you, my friend." Hugged me.
Wow.
It was just like this connection, like she remembered. And then we played the gig, and they left, and I didn't see her for a long time. And then we played a gig in Maui. We had a night off or something. One of the guys in the crew or, you know, management or something comes to me and says, "Yeah, we got an invite to go over to Christine McVie's house." And I go, "What's she doing here in Maui?" You know, so we go over there, Lahaina, and she walks out the front door, and there she is. And, "Oh, Pat, I'm so glad you could come. Come on in, give me a hug and have something to drink." And we sat for hours, you know, just another wonderful, genuine person, you know.
You were already living on Maui then?
No, I had not moved here. I was still living in California.
So never crossing paths with her again then, I guess is what I'm...
No, that was it as far as I recall.
So when they load into town for these concerts, there's a whole lot of history, and perhaps, folks, get a copy of Electric Warrior, and you just rock out to Bang a Gong as you show up at the concert and give the late, great Mark Bolan credit.
Yeah, you know, I never got to say he was the nicest person. All the guys in the band got to be really great friends with him.
Was that the Electric Warrior tour?
That was that record, yeah, that he had.
So my mom used to tell me that was the first time she noticed I had some connection to music.
Wow.
She said I used to stand in my crib and hold on to the thing and rock it.
Too cool.
Doobie Brothers, May 2nd at the MAC, May 5th, Waikiki Show. Hope you had fun going over your stuff. I'm just blessed and grateful that you take the time to do this with me, Pat.
I'm the one that's blessed being able to be here with you, Dave. I mean, everybody in the islands loves and respects you. So you're the voice, man.
Bless you,
he doesn't know I'm doing this interview, but Hutch Hutchinson always wants me to say, if I ever talk to you, you know, he wants me to say hi to you. You're one of his favorites, so wanted you to know that.
Thank you for that. Please give Hutch my best, as well as your lovely wife, Chris, and your son, Pat Jr.
Appreciate it, Dave. Good to see you, and here he is.
Give you a big hug and high five, and stay safe, my brother, and I'll see you soon.
You too. Take care.
Aloha.
Aloha.